Hey, what's up guys? My name is Krisscendo and welcome to Rainswept. This is a demo that I found off of Game Jolt and it looks really cool, and it's like you're a detective and you have to solve crimes, which speaks for itself. And that's why I wanted to play this Monday, 12:14 a.m. Alright, October 7th, 1996. I was 5 years old. Do the math. But it's a very simple little indie game, but it has a really cool concept. Oh boy. Alright, didn't see that coming. So maybe that's our case. We have to find out why this person shot themselves? I don't know. I don't know if that's really a case for detectives. Maybe we're not a detective. Maybe we're a hired, what do they call it? A PI? Private investigator? Maybe that's what we are. Not entirely sure. But I remember when I saw it, I was like, this looks like fun. So yeah, very simplistic art style, as you can tell. It's kind of like a Flash game. Design and art. I'm not gonna pronounce that name because I'll do it wrong. Alright. Yes, we got a little gruff 5 o'clock shadow. It's very nice with our meat hand, our just clump of hand meat. We have a thumb. Smoking cigarettes is bad, you shouldn't do that. You're gonna die. But it seems like every private investigator or Rainswept or detective, they're all heavy smokers because of the pain and anguish and the tiredness that their job makes them. Something. Monday, 7:35 a.m. October 7th, 1996. Alright. I don't think that was the same date. Oh boy, this is us. We got little stick legs. Alright. Alright, I'm here. Time to see what all this is about. Oh good gosh. Alright. Okay. I'm using controller, so we're just gonna look at that gate. That's some good stuff. Oh my gosh. You can tell by the way he walks, he's a woman's man. No time to talk. Alright, anyways. Let's check this out. How do we do this? What's the button? What's the proper protocol here? Okay. That's my car. Duh. Alright. I just got here. I'm not gonna leave now. I'm not going back. Okay, fine. We'll just take our little stick legs and walk right over here. What do we got over here? They've been here a while, it looks like. I mean, I would assume so. And why would I do that? I don't even know what you'd be doing. You're looking at something. The car, maybe? I don't know. Terrible. What? I said terrible. Terrible business, all this. Pah. This was only a matter of time. Everyone knows that. Maybe you shouldn't speak ill of the deceased, you jerk ass. I know. Still, they were so young. They? Young and stupid, you mean? The stories I've heard. I guess you're right. It was just a matter of time. What? It was a matter of time. Don't get mad at that person for saying the exact same thing that you just said. It's really coming down today. We should get back home. Really? First all this stuff about crime and then small talk? A few more minutes. I want to see what happens. Well, the body's not going to come back to life if that's what you're expecting to happen. Nothing's going to happen. I'm going to catch a cold, that's all. Fair enough. Leave. You're in my way. I'm Detective Fancy Walk, and I demand... Wait, what do we do here? The crowd is too close to the crime scene. The number of cops are too few. This is poor. You're poor. Let's see about the door here. That's the way inside. Wow. Thank you, Sherlock. I wonder why Chief sent me all the way to Pineview for this case. Only one way to find out. Yep, dive in and see what's up. I should take a look around out here before heading in. Fine, I will. Is that a different person or is that the same thing I was just looking at? Okay. That icon down there by the red umbrella. I just want to make sure that was something I caught. Now what's he up to? I don't know, securing the crime scene? Or just crouching there, taking a deuce. Man, please, you need to back away a little. What happened here? A murder? Oh, a murder. Johnny, get under the umbrella. Yeah, Johnny. Granny, I want to leave. Can I go back to the shop? What a weird kid. Could see this coming a mile away. Everybody saw this coming, apparently. Man, please. Granny, please. All right, Johnny, let's go. There's no point standing here now. Whatever, you grumpy old coot. I knew this would happen. We should have done something. There's nothing we could have done. So that's a priest, it looks like, and then two people that don't look like they would hang out together on either side of the priest. You got kind of a nerdy kind of dude, and then some scruffy guy wearing a freaking wife beater. I don't know. Chris is responsible, I'm so sure. It's hard to disagree, but let's not speculate. Who's Chris? We need to find him. A different Chris, not this Chris. I didn't do it. Detective Anderson, right? The chief is inside. They've been waiting for you. You need to control the crowd, officer. Is that someone yelling through the window upstairs? You need to push the crowd further from the scene, officer. What? You'll have to speak up. I can't hear you over the rain. Push them back! The crowd. Handle them. There could be evidence out here. Oh yes, I'm trying. Hey, Williams, what the hell are you doing? Trying to pop up this tape, sir. It won't stay. We'll get some sticks and drive them in. Yes, sir, Richard. Don't call for Richard. Richard's son on leave. Do it yourself. Richard's on leave. I saw Richard's and then on, and I said son. Just clearing that up. Goodness. Sorry, detective. Thing is, we're short of manpower here. We weren't prepared for this kind of a thing. First time in decades. And to top it off, this rain. Out of nowhere. Just get the crowd under control. I'm heading inside. Yes, detective, don't worry. Williams. Sure. So we are a detective. I was right all along. But I want to walk over here and see if there's anything funky going on. I'm wasting my time, aren't I? Yeah, there's a tree blocking my path. Alright, well, let's get inside and see what the real damage is. We'll get the real skinny on the bebop. Huh, should I go in? No, let's go in. I think we've seen everything we could see out here. No point hanging around out here. Agreed. Oh, boy. Oh. It wasn't just a suicide. It was like a, what do they call that? Murder-suicide. Oh, God. Oh, God, indeed. That's the sheriff. I should talk to him first. Fair enough. Why does everybody got such skinny legs? Especially the guy crouched down. He looks so weird. That leg does not... That's not how your hip joints work, buddy. Okay, well, this is very gnarly, so I can't even inspect any of this yet. Whoa, look at the name on the, I don't know, counter? Not the counter, but stuff on the counter. It says Chris, 96. So Chris was here. He's a definite suspect. He's suspect number 1. I don't trust him. Michael? Huh? Whoa, what the hell? Ah, yeah. Detective, are you okay? Apparently not, dude. Yeah, I think so, yeah. Guess I'm just a little tired after the long drive here. Being tired doesn't cause that. Detective Anderson, right? The head office called in to say that you'd be joining us for this investigation. I'm Sheriff Harris. This is Lieutenant Watt. We appreciate the department sending help, but I don't think we'll need it. This case is ready to be wrapped up. What do we have here? The victims are Chris... Oh, well. Our number 1 suspect is dead, apparently. Christopher Green, age 26, died from a bullet wound to the head, looked self-inflicted. And Diane Miller, age 24, single bullet wound through the abdomen. The victims lived together, were unmarried. This is rough. Any signs of an intruder, time of death, the weapon, any witnesses, any questions. The weapon? I don't know. A gun? Let's see about the intruder thing. Any signs of an intruder? No signs of forced entry. The door was locked from the inside when we arrived. An officer climbed through the open window here to open the door. There are no footprints outside that window. Except the officer's. He was careful. No signs of struggle or marks on the bodies either. Okay, time of death? According to the next door neighbor, a single gunshot was heard around 1500 hours or 15, whatever. Early in the morning. We received the call about, come on, don't do this stupid cop talk with me. Just say the exact time when it happened in time frame that I know, which is a 12-hour clock. At 20 hours, 0020 hour, whatever. And we're here in another 5 minutes. We found them dead upon arrival. A confirmed timing. Okay, the weapon? What do we know about the weapon? Both shots were fired from a M19 11A1 45 caliber pistol. Caliber pistol. Those words. The ballistics report will let us know more. Alright, witnesses. Just the next door neighbor who claims to have heard a single gunshot. We can interview him shortly. How did he only hear one gunshot from a gun that powerful? And there's obviously 2 people got shot. Something's not adding up. We can interview him shortly, and I presume we will. Alright, well that's all of it for the questions, so we'll just end that. Honestly speaking, Detective, we think it's pretty obvious what's taking place here. It looks pretty obvious. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Clearly, you can tell that they think that the boyfriend shot the girlfriend, then shot himself. That's open and shut, man. They had a reputation. They weren't exactly a happy couple. The whole town knows this. Diane was shot at point blank range with Chris's gun, probably by Chris. He then went ahead and shot himself, as the wound is clearly self-inflicted. So you see, sending you here unnecessarily complicates things. Well, question their abilities or remain silent. I don't want to be a complete dick, even though I'm a detective and they're called dicks. Not even a dirty word. It's just what they call them. We'll remain silent. It's obviously a case of murder-suicide, Detective. So everything's figured out already? So we've got it all figured out here already, huh? If that was sarcasm, I'll ignore it. But yes, more or less. Are you suggesting there was domestic violence involved? It would seem so. It was never reported, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen. So, rumors. You may call it that, but where there's smoke, there's fire. I'm not sure that... And they were never really able to fit in this town. They were new here, moved in about 6 months ago. Never got out much, didn't make any friends. We don't need to analyze the obvious, Detective. That would only be inefficient. Officer Blunt will assist you through the course of your work here. Hello, Detective. Hello. And one more thing. We're looking to wrap up this We're looking to wrap this case up quickly and cleanly. We don't want to drag it. We don't want to drag it if it can be helped. Some of the way things are worded, very different than what I'm used to hearing. We have an important festival coming around in a week's time. That takes second fiddle, man. This is a little bit more important than a freaking festival. So you might say this is rather bad timing. Oh, I'm so sure it is, sir. So there's no need to go around complicating things, alright? Just give me a story that works and we can close this case quickly. I'll get you the truth that works, bitch. Okay, I'll just say, okay. Good, I shall see you later. Goodbye. Okay, then. Anyway, have a look around the room if you'd like. Come talk to me when you're done. I absolutely will. Haha, I knew this was going to be something. Huh, what's this? Chris 96. It's signed Chris 96. I'm guessing Chris built some of the furniture around this house. Okay, handyman. Interesting to note, I guess. Oh wait, I can look at this. Let's see. Gunshot to the stomach. The damage and the residue would suggest the shot was taken at point blank range. That rules out the possibility of her being shot from the open window. She would have been in line of sight from the outside though. Someone could have been standing outside the window, reached their hand into it. Maybe, I don't know. There's no mistaking it. The perpetrator would have to be inside the house to cause this kind of a wound. Whether that was Chris or someone else, it's hard to say at the moment. Well, we're gonna get down to the bottom of that, sir. We can look at this here. What is that? Not very professional. I hope they know what they're doing. Oh, so I'm just judging on these people back here. That's very nice. Oh, hey detective. Need any help? What's the plan? Have a look around the room once you're done talking. Okay, thanks for nothing, quite literally. What about this? 45 caliber ACP rounds. It's a box of 20 rounds. There are 13 here, which means 7 are missing. 2 were used last night. That means 5 are unaccounted for. I'm guessing we'll find them loaded in the gun. Will you, though? Bullet wound to the head. The skull is badly damaged. Most of the side has been blown off. Well, that's a nice description there. His body position and the way he fell would indicate that he was sitting sideways on the chair, facing where Diane's body is now. That's not what we saw. The angle of the shot indicates that he was shot from this side. If someone shot him, they were standing in front of the refrigerator. No clues where, though. Oh, no clues there, though. He could have been shot from that window. At the moment, it's shut. Must get it checked for fingerprints and footprints outside. Could someone have entered and left through here? Huh. We should have the fingerprint results in a couple of days, Detective. Don't forget there aren't any footprints outside. If someone shot him from outside, then Chris would have sat facing the refrigerator. That makes sense. That way the killer wouldn't need to enter the house. But in that case, who shot Diane? Examine hand. Okay. Huh. Gunpowder residue on his right hand. That puts him holding the gun. Hard to disagree with the lieutenant here. This is strong evidence for the victim shooting himself. Unless it was made to look that way. The chair has fallen on its back. Looks like Chris fell off the chair before or after being shot. Alright, can we look at the gun? Yes, we can actually. A M19 yada yada 45 caliber pistol. As the lieutenant said, it looks pretty old. It can hold 7 rounds. There's only 4 rounds here. I was expecting 5. If 2 were fired last night, where's the 3rd? Was it used on some other day? The gun belonged to Chris, according to Lieutenant Watts. Let's assume Chris or Diane weren't the ones using it. Is there anyone else that could have known where they kept the gun? From Pineview? I really doubt it. Remember, no signs of forced entry. Could it be someone they were comfortable with or trusted? No one I can think of. I don't know. That priest looking pretty sketchy outside. Red wine. It looks like a new bottle was opened yesterday. No one drank from this glass. It would seem that Chris was sitting by himself at the table and drinking wine, waiting for someone to join him. Doesn't sound like a bad relationship that would have someone shooting someone else and then themselves. But that's just me. Probably Diane? Whether he was waiting for her or someone else, we don't know yet. Oh, maybe he was waiting for a lover. Things took a really weird turn. The glass of wine was knocked over. This looks like wine, but there seems to be blood in here as well. How did blood splatter in this direction? It doesn't make sense. Officer Blunt, I think there's been more than 2 gunshots that we're seeing here. Oh-ho. Something interesting going on. Something real interesting. So yeah, that's everything in here. Let's go ahead and talk to this guy. Shall we proceed? I reckon so. I've got no other answers here. Crap, is it the red or the... I'd like to have another look. No, wrong one. My bad. Yes, I'm done. Okay. It's really hard to gauge which one's the select color and which one's the not selected color. Alright, let's have a chat with Mr. Willis outside. Let's move on to the outside. The rain has finally let up. Alright. That's good, because it's a lot of background noise. Oh, you brought coffee, did you? How very kind of you. I could use some coffee. Right, this is Mr. Willis. He lives right there next door. Coffee detective? Yes, please? Okay, so the black is the selection color. Yes, thank you. You can ask him any questions you may have about last night. Right, Mr. Willis. Can you tell me everything that you saw or heard during last night's events? Well, see, I headed off to bed at around 11 p.m. as I usually do after a glass of whiskey. Helps me sleep, you know. Anyway, somewhere around 12:15 a.m., I'd say, I was woken up by a loud bang. I ran to me bedroom window that looked straight down at their place. And what did you see? Nothing. Their kitchen lights were on, but that's about it. I went to me phone and called Lieutenant Watts here straight away. I don't know what their accent would be. They're saying me all the time. How long did it take you to get to your window once you heard the shot? About a couple of seconds, detective. Not more than 5, I'd say. I nearly fell on my bed when I heard the shot, so you might say I was halfway there already. Did you see anyone at all on the street? Did you see any sort of activity on the street, anything unusual? No, detective. Everything was exactly the same as always. Alright, you said you heard 1 gunshot? You said you heard a single shot. Yes. The whiskey usually knocks me out pretty good, so if there had been more, I didn't hear them. So, that doesn't really rule anything out because a gunshot could have gone off without him actually waking up. In which case, if that happened, he wouldn't have been able to notice it to count it. So, that doesn't really tell us anything. Let's see, move on to other questions. Do you live alone, Mr. Willis? Yes, I do. Ne'er got married. It's a sigh. I guess a sigh is an action, not a thing that you're supposed to read out. Not dialogue. Long story. One meant to be talked over a couple of whiskeys, know what I mean? Heh. Can anyone confirm your whereabouts? No. I was just at home, you see. Am I suspect? Well, you are now. It's procedure, Mr. Wit. He got cut off. I'm never good at doing those. I know Mr. Willis. He's cool. Excuse me, sir. Alright, keep your personal affairs out of this investigation. I'm a professional with a 5 o'clock shadow. Ignore and remain silent or react to the unprofessionalism. Oh, got to. I just did. We'll need to have a talk later, Lieutenant. Talk? About what? Just later, okay? Okay, Sherlock. Whatever you say, Holmes. Go away. And then friggin' whiskey drinker over there snickering. Alright, do they have many visitors? Did Chris and Diane have many visitors? Friends, etc.? No. Not at all, in fact. In all this time, I only maybe saw Jack coming over to fix their car, and Father Smith came over a couple times when they'd newly moved in. A year back, almost. Nah, people rarely ever visited them, because they mostly kept to themselves, see? Never made any friends here. But sometimes folks don't like those kinds either. So I can't really say, know what I mean? No, please elaborate. You won't find anyone crying over their deaths here. Nobody really knew them. They never got out much. Fair enough, I guess. Still don't trust you, though. Alright, any other information you'd like to share? Is there anything else you would like to share with us, Mr. Willis? I, don't know if this is useful, but you might have heard about Chris and Diane. They looked pretty happy when they first moved in. More recently, though, I heard Diane crying a couple of times, usually late at night. See, the whiskey knocks me out early, so maybe that's why I never heard all this before. But a couple of times I was up a little later. One night about a month ago, I heard pretty bad things. There were some loud sounds, like stuff being flung around and such, see? I heard someone crying. I was thinking to myself that maybe I should call the police, but then it quietened. It got quiet, all of a sudden. We never received any calls for domestic violence, but people have often talked of stories of this kind. Can you remember when you heard this, Mr. Willis? Well, I was up late night writing an important letter. I think it must have been somewhere between 1st to 3rd last month. There's some really weird dialogue in here. 1st to 3rd of September. Alright, anything else? No, that's all I know about this. Right, thanks for your help, Mr. Willis. We'll be in touch if we need anything else. No problem. And, thanks for the coffee. Sure thing there, buddy. So, he drinks whiskey and he's a writer. Sounds like someone. So, Detective, you said you wanted to have a talk later. Is now a good time? Yes, Lieutenant. Please don't tell witnesses they're not under suspicion, especially not in front of them. Especially you're telling me that I don't know how to do my job, is that it? This is exactly what I'm telling you. Good job sniffing that one out, sir. All I'm saying is, this case isn't all wrapped up as you'd like to believe. How can you not see what's right in front of you? It's so obvious. To you, maybe, with your pathetic little dinky eyes. But you see, my eyes, by comparison, are much wider. There's a much bigger circumference to my eyes than your little dot, your little pin dot. That's all you are. If someone took a Sharpie and made a dot, that's your eyes. Someone has to take an extra thick, real big Sharpie to make the dots of my eyes. So yeah. Mr. Willis didn't see anything outside the house after the gunshots, and there are no signs of anyone forcing entry either. On top of that, considering how rough things were between the two of them, you heard what Mr. Willis said, right? That doesn't prove anything, which is true. Jumping to conclusions, seriously, we don't know the complete picture yet. It's all sort of the same thing, so we'll just go with that doesn't prove anything. The state of their relationship could be relevant, or it might have nothing to do with the case. We still need evidence to prove it either way. As for not spotting anyone outside the house, we can't just rely on one witness for the complete picture. A witness that was half asleep, I should add. Half asleep after putting himself to sleep with whiskey. So you really can't trust what he says. Well, what about the door, huh? How was it locked from the inside? Explain that. I checked the door. It locks itself from the inside when you pull it closed. I don't remember checking that. Are you doing things you're not even telling me, sir? Going off the rails here. Regardless of whether you pull it from the outside or push it from the inside. So, ha! I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm saying that there's no conclusive evidence yet. So, well, fine then. Dig as deep as you'd like. Detective, you won't find anything new here. You sound like a guy who, pretty sure about these things. I was perfectly capable of handling this case myself, but of course the head department had to complicate things. In any case, Sheriff Harris will probably want to wrap up this case before the festival, so don't expect him to wait for more than a week. I have to head to the station now, officer. Escort Detective Anderson to his hotel. Will do, sir. Fine. Escort me all you want. We'll come back in the evening to search the house. Letters, diaries, things of that sort. Alright, says Officer Blunt. When can we expect the autopsy results? Day after tomorrow, according to the coroner, but I'll confirm and let you know. I'm guessing there was more than 2 bullets shot last night. We should take another look around the kitchen to make sure. 3 bullets? But... huh. Yeah. We're actually glad that you're here, you know. Although the sheriff and Lieutenant Watts would rather not admit it, even to themselves. This is like the first murder here in the last 100 years or so. We have no idea how to deal with it. Yeah, it's alright. I know what you mean. I just joined the force a month back, for instance. And a murder already? I'm not sure if I'm ready. I kind of knew them, you could say. I've never known anyone that's been murdered before, you know? It's kinda weird. A bit sad. I know as an officer I'm not supposed to feel that way and all. You'll be fine, give it time. Thanks, detective. That means a lot. Let's see. Tell me about Chris and Diane. Yeah. What do you know about Chris and Diane? Well, not much. It's mostly what Mr. Willis said earlier. Nobody knew them, really. They came in here, kept to themselves. You'd hear stories about them. Even though they were some kind of... everyone thought they were some kind of weirdos. I agree. Oh, I admit, I kind of agree with that sentiment, too. I feel bad about that now. Just because you're not all floofy and happy and just freaking talking to all your neighbors and doing all this shit doesn't mean you're a weirdo. It means you're a homebody. It means you prefer the company of yourself and your small elite group of people. I don't know why I said elite. That's not really a thing, but you're not weird just because you stay at home. That's very fucking rude. I say that because I'm offended because that's what I do. I'm a homebody. I'd rather be at home than going out and doing stuff. Just how it is. It's no reason to make assumptions about people's character, yeah, and character can't be used as evidence. So I'd really like to help figure out what the real story is, whatever it may be. Alright, tell me about the festival. The sheriff said that there's a festival in the town next week. What's that about? Oh, it's an annual thing. We have it every October. There's a fair on the market street. There's food, rides. We get a lot of tourists from nearby states around that time. It's a good source of revenue for some of our smaller businesses around here. Or here. That, of course, is less important in light of recent events. Thank you, someone who has the same mindset as I do. Glad to hear you say that. Of course, we can't go around trying to wrap up cases based on our assumptions, whatever the situation may be. I mean, these were people's lives that ended, and it's our job to figure out what really happened. So I guess what I'm saying is, you can count on me during this investigation. Thanks. Well, that'll do it for the dialogue. I'm hoping the local police will let me do the job I've been sent to do, though. I didn't mean you, or I don't mean you. Detective, I know what you mean. Honestly speaking, Sheriff Harris is an asshole. Fair enough. I'm serious, he doesn't care about anything except running off home and taking it easy. This case probably ruined his plans to relax and enjoy the festival week. I hate people like that. Lieutenant Watts, though, he's really sweet. I know he comes across as a little obnoxious, but... oh my god! Oh, there's a... sorry, dude. We just ran over someone in the road. Jack's Auto Repair Shop. Oh, it was her. I saw her. She was right there. Why am I seeing her? Why am I thinking of her? Oh boy. He's got ghosts. Can I walk around now? Okay. I guess we'll just look at things. Tar, shovel. Wonder what Jack uses them for. Maybe he had to retar his roof. You don't know. You don't know this dude. How's the car looking? I don't know. Ask Jack. He's working on it. Talk to me when you're done. Alright. What about this one? Jeez, I hope she's not hurt. Well, if so, it's because of you and your damn ghost. I don't know what kind of heavy burden you've got on your mind. My poor car. Alright, Jack. Oh, I know who you are. You're the wife beater guy. He said his name's Jack. It's a good thing he was passing by when the crash happened. Oh, okay. Let me talk to him now. You look kind of uncomfortable. Don't you need the car to be on a ramp or something? Nah, man, you worry too much. Alright, how long will it take you to fix it? Couple of days, 3 maybe, depending on how quickly I can get the parts. Shouldn't take more than 4 days at most. Oh boy. Alright, what's the issue with the car? Well, the headlights and the bumper's gone. Doesn't look like it. You'll need to have them replaced. I'm gonna have to check if I've got a replacement part so I can fix it. Hey dude, can you fetch me my big red wrench? It should be in a toolbox outside. Alright. You're amazing, bud. Thanks. Sure. What's this over here? Jack got us here in that. Oh, okay. I think I'll wait for my car to be fixed instead. Oh, instead of just taking his ride? This looks like the toolbox. Hey! Nice Mustang. Or Mustang knockoff. Oof, what a beauty. I wonder if it's Jack's. Man, I'd love to, but I don't think Jack would appreciate me doing that. Sure he would. Just, that's like the ultimate admiration. Stealing someone's nice car. Having a little joyride. Alright, fine, let's just get this damn thing. Let's see what's in here. Take big red wrench or take big blue wrench. Oh, the color-coded obviousness. This must be it. I would assume so. A lot of red going around at Jack's repair shop here. There you go, buddy. Let me gift you that item. Yeah, that's it. I love this wrench. Thanks, bud. It's weird. I don't need to know about your relationship with the wrench. Ask about convertible. Ask about tar and shovel. That doesn't really seem pressing to anything. And even if it is by chance, that's still none of the detective's business at this juncture. Let's ask about the convertible. That red convertible there, is that yours? Yeah, man, that's a 65 Mustang. I love that ride. I got it used for pretty cheap off a guy who couldn't take care of her anymore. Luckily, the car's got something that keeps it running like new now. A new engine? Nah, dude, it's got me. I figured that's what he was gonna say. Spend all my free time on her, fixing her up and making sure she runs better than new. And I keep her happy by taking her on long, beautiful drives on the roads outside town. That's very nice. Let's talk about that tar and shovel, I guess. You got a shovel and some tar there. What do you use those for? That dude. I do a bit of construction work on the side sometimes, you know, fixing up driveways and stuff. For some extra cash. I don't know. Didn't really seem honest. Detective, you're here investigating Diane's murder, right? And Chris. Yes. Do you have any information that could help us? I don't know about information, man. I just know that he did it. What do you mean? Chris, he killed her. Why do you say this? Everyone could see it coming. Diane, they say she was troubled, scared of him even. Someone in this town should have done something. We all knew this could happen. But no one cared enough to bring about them to bother interfering. How do you know all this? I don't know. Rumors around town mostly. You sound like a jilted lover. Like you wanted to get with Diane, so you killed Chris. Is that what's happening here? Is that what's happening here, Jack? Alright, did you know them? Did you know Chris and Diane well? Not really. People here barely did. Barely did. They were not the kind to come out and make friends with their new neighbors, it looks like. They still felt like outsiders to the rest of us. What were you doing last night, huh? What was I doing last night? Yeah, that's exactly verbatim what I just fucking asked you. Oh, right. I drove a couple miles from here and drank a few beers while I enjoyed the view. Really? Was that really what you did? At night? Yeah, the stars, man, you see? Was there anyone with you? Did you meet anyone? No, man, there's nothing like the pleasure of your own company sometimes. Sure. Alright, thanks for your help, Jack. We shall be back if we have any more questions. Of course you will. What do you mean, Jack? For your car, man. Come back when it's fixed. You get way too serious, way too fast, man. Chill out. Don't you tell me what to do while I smoke a cigarette. It's like the world's longest lasting cigarette. He's been huffing that thing this entire time. As we'll take a look at Jack's repair shop up here. Jack's Auto Repair Shop. Jack's the name of the guy fixing my car. Wow. Thanks a lot. Okay. Oh. Okay, I was gonna say. Our friend moved. Thought maybe she disappeared. Left us. Already did that. Alright. Hey. Hi. Are you okay? Let's ask that first. You sure you're okay? Yeah. I'm fine, surprisingly. Apologize for the incident. Or accident. I really don't... Oh. I'm really sorry about the crash. I don't know what... It's alright. Especially since we're okay. Something else worries me, though. What's that? What happened back there? How did we hit that tree? I think the brakes failed. The brakes are A-okay, Detective. Won't you shut the hell up? Jeez, Jack. Thanks, Jack. It wasn't the brakes. It wasn't the brakes. You saw something and you screamed. Are you okay, just generally? I mean, I don't know you, so I don't know if this is a regular thing. No offense. No, that's okay. I know what you mean. Yeah, I mean, you collapsed back there at the crime scene too. And then this. Yeah, I don't know. I've been a little dizzy all day. Maybe I just need a nap. Seeing this kind of stuff kind of bums me out. I'm just saying, if there's if there's anything wrong, you can talk to me about it. Don't hesitate. Okay, or I guess I'll just say I won't. I won't. Detective! Yes? Yeah, it's exactly the guy who I thought he was. Just wait till we hobble over. I'm gonna drive to the next town for some spare parts. You want me to drop you to the hotel or something? I'd like to take a walk around town first, actually. I called up the station from Jack's phone. The car's on the way. He'll drop us off at the Market Street and your luggage at the hotel. You take care now, dude, until we meet again. Alright, Jack. You're still a suspect, though, so don't go far. Here we are, the famous Pineview Market. I'm kidding. Not much to see here, really. Let's see if we can talk to some of the locals here. Alright, it isn't very busy at this time of the day, but there should be a few people out here. If you get tired and feel like heading to the hotel, let me know. We can come back here and talk to them another day. Fair enough. Alright guys, well I know this is a demo, but I think I'm going to leave it here. There seems to be a lot more that I can do before we get to the end of this demo, so I'm going to split this up because I've been recording for quite some time, but this is fun. I mean, it's very simplistic and it's a little silly, and the dialogue's kind of off in some areas, or maybe it's just me, I'm not really sure. But this is turned out to be a pretty cool game. I didn't have high hopes for it, but it did pique my interest, so I'm glad to see that that's kind of paying off. Anyways, if you like this video, do me a favor, hit that like button, that would be really cool. Also, you can comment down below anything you want. And if you want to see more of my content, more, well, me finishing this demo the next time I play it, be sure to subscribe. That being said, thank you guys so much for joining me on this case, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.